Welcome back to another episode of the Two Alphas Talk. This time we're going to talk to you about the will to fight. All you guys new gun owners and you seasoned gun owners, some of the things you have to recognize. If you have a gun, do you have it built into your mind that you're willing to take it to the next step and possibly end somebody's life? You know, are you willing to go that extra mile and defend yourself, your family, or somebody else in stress and with the deadly force? That is a hard choice for a lot of folks to make. And that mind should be already made up before you leave the house, before you holster up, before you even buy your gun.
Yep. And in many cases, people buy a gun and they put it in a box and they put it in a closet and it's a, break glass if necessary type situation. You have to understand, even if you do that and that's your decision to make, at the time that you grab that gun, whether it's from your holster or from a box in a closet, you have already determined that you're going to defend yourself. So now you have to have the will. And one of the things, the questions that we get all the time is, when will I know that? I can't tell you that because I'm not you. Each person has their level of fear, and you have to understand that. And not only just fear, but an actual imminent threat. You have to understand and perceive what is a threat as opposed to, I just feel uncomfortable. Being uncomfortable and being threatened are two different things, and you have to be able to determine that. We speak about taking classes and learning the law, and at that time the law then marries itself with reality, and that's what you have to determine. What level of force that can you use at this point?
Right, and so, a lot of people always talking about the thing with situation awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Situational awareness is good, but it's also you need to not only use that, but you need to use it to analyze the level of threat. And one of the key things for the gun owner to realize is always realize first, can I escape? If you cannot escape, and then the confrontation is there, then you got to determine, is it necessary for me to be a victim and escalate this to deadly force?
Mm-hmm. And the time to determine that is not when it's happening.
Right.
You have to practice and get the mindset right now. When we go back to situational awareness, it's a fancy term for being aware of what's going on around you.
Mm-hmm.
Situation awareness, aware of what's happening right now. A lot of law enforcement, military guys, especially when they're retired and they finish, they like to drop the nomenclature that they learned from their service time. So they say situational awareness and what's the sit rep. And sometimes you see on the range guys yelling out contact. Contact where? Where?
Right.
So put it in context, learn these things before you start just spitting them out and saying, well, you got to maintain your situational awareness. So people who are not into that, they go, what? What does that mean? All it means is what we do all the time. Watch who's watching you. That's what I always impart on people. Watch who's watching you. You come into a new surrounding, somebody's going to be looking at you. Mm-hmm. Watch that person. That's the one. Bad guys are watching for the weak. So watch who's watching you. And it's very simple. There's no big mystery behind situational awareness. All it means is to be aware of your surroundings.
And also listen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can be facing this direction and people can be talking behind me. Listen, don't be so tuned into your phone where you're sitting there texting somebody that,
information escapes you.
yeah, you just tunnel vision yourself out into your little toys or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And, when I go into a place where there's a lot of people, I don't even break my phone out and text anybody. I try not to even be on the phone because I want to be visual and audible, listening to everything that's going on around me.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't like what I see or hear, I turn around and walk right out. I'm not going to go in there and try to fix the problem.
You guys could do some research and look at the majority of victims of crime either saw or knew or had an inclination that something bad was about to happen. And they continued because they downplayed it in their mind. Oh, he's just doing this. Oh, she's just going over here. Oh, they're just hanging out right there. No, you see something in your mind, in your brain tells you, hey, watch that. Keep watching it. And if you can avoid it, by all means avoid it.
And another thing, you see on the internet all the time, people draw their guns and be shooting at each other. And people take their phones out and be video recording them. That's not me. I'm out of there, you know. And you can stand next to whatever you want to do and catch a bullet. That's on you. You know, that's
That
kind of
video is not worth it.
nah, just to try to get likes on Instagram and all them other places. You know, I mean,
Media is only paying $50 per tape.
right.
So
So
you have to have something really sensational to get anything where you're gonna get a payday.
yeah, don't be a looky-loo. You know, get out of there. You know, do not expose your firearm that you actually have a firearm, because if you're not in immediate threat, or if you're not in a good area to do the engaging,
What's that distance? 20 yards.
That's right.
It's a max. It's a max. Anything outside of 20 yards, you can escape. You can go. You caught up even at 15 yards.
Yeah.
You caught up in. You can probably
you can
slide
probably
off to the
still
side.
slide out.
You in 10 yards and 5 yards,
You're
you
in
can smell that bad breath. You
You're
gotta
in
make
it.
a decision.
You're in it.
You gotta
Yeah.
make a decision. And you can't train to what decisions you're gonna make at each time.
Right.
You can't, because the human body is gonna tell you. You as an individual and your training level is gonna tell you what you can and can't do. Some of these tough guys and well-trained people have frozen
Yes.
during the time when it really counted.
I can name quite a few.
Me too. Froze. You was it freeze, flee, or fight? You got to
Right.
figure out which one is you.
Right.
And if you a good runner, get the hell out of there.
Right.
That's cool.
Right.
If you good freezer, turn into a damn couch
Right.
and just stay there. But you can't. You have to understand who you are.
Not every fight's your fight.
Nope.
That's what we're basically trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Pick and choose your fights that you can. If it's directed at you, you need to make the decision what you're going to do. I'm not going to tell you for it. You know, I'm not going to tell you how to deal with it.
Can't. Every situation dictates itself upon the time that the situation occurs.
All right, with that, thank you again, and we'll see you guys on the range.
See you on the range, guys.